From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, I'm Lena Pringle, filling in for Kylie Conway. This is your News 8 Daily 8 for Wednesday, June 21st. You can expect your Wednesday forecast on this official first day of summer to be very warm and with a chance of spotty showers and storms possible through the daytime hours. Your highs will be in the mid-80s. Indiana State Police need more officers on its Capitol Police Force. The hope is that current and retired people in law enforcement can fill the roles. Troopers on the Capitol Force are usually older, so they're closer to retirement. The force is responsible for protecting the Capitol grounds, lawmakers, and visitors. Pay ranges from $62,000 to $75,000 per year with no age limit. State police say this is a fast hiring process because they need people patrolling the Capitol grounds right now. Anyone who has experience and is interested has until July 5th to apply. ISP says it will eventually open up the hiring process to candidates without law enforcement experience. A recent fire in Yorktown has firefighters urging you to close your doors. Investigators say damage to a house would have been worse if a door had not slowed it down. We talked to the fire chief, who says most people don't know that closed doors in a house can be helpful and possibly save lives. He also says it's important to have a fire emergency plan with fresh batteries in your smoke alarms and different ways to escape and a safe place where everyone will meet. Happening today, the trio convicted in the murder of Chris Beatty is set to be sentenced. Marcus Anderson, Elijah Jones, and Nakia Shields were convicted last month of robbing and killing Beatty during the downtown Indianapolis riots in May 2020. Prosecutors say Anderson shot Beatty as Beatty tried to stop a robbery. They say the trio were part of a group that robbed or tried to rob Beatty and 6 others at gunpoint. This morning's hearing is set for 9:30. From I-Team 8, businesses and Fishers are on notice, cut down on unnecessary 911 calls. The Fisher City Council voted unanimously Monday to start finding places with too many calls that aren't actual emergencies. According to Fishers Police, large retail stores and a few hotels would face fines under this new ordinance. They say these calls aren't emergencies, but actually 911 accidental hangups that require 2 officers to stop patrolling and come and check. The department says it's not naming specific businesses yet. According to Fisher's mayor, Scott Fadness, more than 50 places made more than 10 calls in a 90-day period last year. The new ordinance will send the businesses a letter after 7 calls in a 90-day period. At 10 calls, it will get another letter and have required sit-down meetings with public safety officials. A fine of $250 will be sent after 15 calls. Fadness says this isn't about the money. Fishers Police say the number of calls for each business will reset to 0 when the ordinance goes into effect on August 1st. And new on Daybreak, reason for hope in the search for a wayward Titanic tour sub. The Coast Guard confirms searchers have heard banging sounds that are likely signs of life. It went missing Sunday with 5 people on board. Officials didn't elaborate on what the banging noises could be, but say it offers hope they could still find survivors. The Coast Guard says the group has less than 2 days worth of oxygen left, and it's not sure that's enough time. Documents show the Ocean Gate Expedition, the company behind the sub, was repeatedly warned of potential safety problems. According to a 2018 engineering report from Ocean Gate's Director of Marine Operations, the craft needed more testing. The report also showed passengers might be endangered if the sub reaches extreme depths. Ocean Gate disagreed with the report, saying the author wasn't an engineer. Republican leaders are sounding off about the charges and plea agreement for Hunter Biden. The president's son is poised to plead guilty to 2 federal tax misdemeanors and avoid full prosecution on a separate gun charge. The Justice Department and Biden's attorneys revealed the deal yesterday. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy contends that agreement shows a double standard. A statement from the White House about Hunter Biden's charges says the president and first lady will support him as he continues to rebuild his life. Happening today, spring turns to summer with several states already in a dangerous heat wave. In Texas, the operator of the power grid is asking people to cut back on electricity to avoid outages, and much of the state is under an excessive heat warning. Temperatures soared to an all-time high of 114 degrees yesterday in San Angelo. The National Weather Service there used a dashboard and some cookie dough to make a point about the heat, posting before and after pictures of the treats baking in the sun. The goal? To remind people it's far too hot to leave children or pets in cars. Fever rookie Aaliyah Boston has earned her second WNBA award. She's the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Boston averaged 22 points a game on 70% shooting and pulled in 9 rebounds per game as the Fever won 2 of 3. The NFL has set 6 new rules to prohibit gambling on games by its players. Under these new rules, players won't be allowed to bet on NFL games or have someone place bets for them. They will also not be allowed to gamble at the team facility while traveling or staying at a team hotel. Players are prohibited from sharing inside information or entering a sports book during the season. The league is also barring players from playing fantasy football. It says rookies will be required to attend mandatory training on the new rules. Now to business headlines. Housing starts were up 21% in May, so we may be turning a corner after getting hammered from higher interest rates. Home builders like the numbers as fewer homes for sale mean more homes are being built to meet demand. Charitable giving in the United States declined in 2022 for the 4th time in 40 years. Total giving in 2022 from individuals, foundations, or corporations fell 3.4% to $499 billion in current dollars due to stock market volatility and economic uncertainty, according to the Giving USA report. Charitable giving has dropped only twice in the past 40 years, once after the 1987 stock market crash and in 2009 during the Great Recession. Senator Bernie Sanders has launched an investigation into Amazon labor practices. In a letter to Amazon Chief Executive Andy Jassy, Sanders demanded information about the company's systemically underreported injury rates, employee turnover, productivity targets, and adherence to federal and state safety recommendations. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Lena Pringle, online at wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.